Hello, my name is Christina Linder and I'm a lifelong and avid gardener, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about my herb planter. I grow a lot of herbs and I love to cook and I love to eat herbs. So what I usually do is have a spot in my garden where I grow a wider variety. But for just regular everyday kitchen needs, I've got a planter that I place close to my patio. So if the weather is inclement when it's time to cook dinner, I don't have to go walking all around the garden looking for my herbs. So in this planter, I have this lovely rosemary. It's got blooms this time of year. It starts blooming typically in January and it'll go for several months. Rosemary is great with a lot of different kinds of food like meat. I use it a lot in barbecue, in salads, in salad dressings, all kinds of things like that. Another thing I use a lot of is thyme. And you know, they say we can never have too much thyme on our hands. And my thyme plant here is huge. It blooms a little bit later on in the summer, and the fragrance is just wonderful. If you just rub the leaves, it smells great. Another thing that I have in here is oregano. And it's quite pungent. It's great in salad dressings and all kinds of other things. Another herb that I use fairly frequently that not everybody's familiar with is stevia. And I have a stevia plant here. It's actually a sugar substitute. And it grows quite tall, I would say probably 12 to 16 inches or so. And today I'm just going to pop my little friend the stevia into my herb planter. I had some parsley in here earlier that didn't live through the winter. So I'm simply going to dig a little hole with my hand. And I'm going to take the stevia out. I'm going to save the tag. I'm going to pop him out like that. And as you can see, it doesn't have a lot of roots yet. It's a very young plant. So I'm just going to loosen up this root ball a little bit and remove a little bit of that soil on top. And I'm going to give the roots a little bit of a tickle to loosen them up as well. Because if you don't, and you have roots that are starting to go around and round in the pot, if you plant it without loosening the roots up, those roots will continue on going around in a circle and they'll never be able to absorb water and get all the nutrition that the plant needs to grow. So I'm just going to tuck him into the front like this, and then we're going to give him a drink of water in a little bit. Another thing that you can do, if you love baked potatoes and you buy from the grocery store some green onions and you chop them and you eat most of it, but you have the bottom still, I stick them in a glass of water, and then what they do is they grow these beautiful roots. And now if I plant these, I'm not going to need to buy green onions all summer because they're going to keep producing. So I have a little spot here. And what I do is I plant herbs fairly close together. And I make sure that I water regularly. I probably water this planter in the heat of summer every other day or so. And I fertilize with some type of organic fertilizer. Fish fertilizer is one favorite that I use, but there's a lot of different organic fertilizers available on the market. My opinion is that if you're going to eat the stuff, it's nice to fertilize it with something that's not going to harm you. So that's my planter. And these are my herbs that I use most frequently.